guys, so today I have a couple new fun items to share with you from Diamond Press that they brought to HSN for the May 9th craft show. They are now available. The first one is a stamp and die called Magic Window stamp and die set, and it's going to make a really fun interactive type card. And the other one is this set, this blue set. Now, I've had this for a little bit, and I was not tracking that these were available for the May show. Not because I wasn't told. I was told. I just had it for a while and I forgot. So I did see that they were released. So I would have totally used this earlier, so we could have been using the glue the whole time, but I'm so sorry, so we will use it today. And I figured, you know what, on a project like this one, this is good. So a good thing, right? Because we're gonna glue in some different ways, and you know, we'll try it out. And I wish I would have been using it the whole time so we'd have a better feel of, you know, how it goes. But sorry guys. So these items were sent free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchasing items to those links. Along with those links, I've linked everything that Diamond Press brought. It's all there, ready to go. So around the top here, glue tips and tricks. Keep cap pin free of glue buildup. Oh, okay, cap pin. So that's kind of like one thing, free of glue buildup. So what they're saying is, you know, when you use this, and look how cute these are, you guys. I had a little peeky of this design, and I just think the bottles are so cute. Oh my gosh. So we'll check that out in just a minute, but they're saying just like keep it from like building up really, so it doesn't get all, well, we'll open them in just a minute. If tip gets clogged, you can remove from the bottle and soak in warm water to dissolve blockage. After each use, clean all tips with warm water before storing. For best results, use small amounts of glue on craft projects. Little goes a long way. Now, I know this is something we probably won't do because I bet you anything my other fine tip glues say something like that, but just really wipe it off. I usually do wipe it off before I put it away, so, but I'll keep track of that, you know, as far as later on we can talk more about that. On thinner cardstock, use a lighter layer of glue and spread glue before adhering to card base. And that's kind of what I give you guys, that same tip whenever I'm using like a foil paper. It just depends on how wet the glue is. It'll make the paper react. So they're saying just use a thin amount, a light amount if you're using a thin cardstock. And I'm assuming for that same reason. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, and there's lots of tips on there, so there you go. So we have regular, okay, this is regular tip, but of course you are going to put the regular tip on it because right now they're closed up glue bottles, and it looks like it's whitish, clearish glue. Regular tip, fine tip, it's the same glue, premium art and craft glue. We have our tips here, and oh, look at this on the lid. It says fine, and it says regular. I know it might be hard to see on camera, but I can see it in real life. There we go. Maybe you can see that. It's like embossed. I don't know. But of course the word regular is larger, so the lettering is smaller, so I think it's easier to see it on fine. You know, this is fine. You can see it really finely, well, fine there. And then the regular, you can just assume that's regular. And then there's a refill with a nice lid. Ooh, I like that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we will definitely try this one today, and I'm so sorry that I didn't use it earlier in like all the other videos I had put out. So I'm gonna put this to the side right now because we don't need a refill, but clearly you know, you can see it's like a little twirly cap there. Take that off and fill it up, right? So I'm gonna put that to the side actually for just right now, but for the pictures I will bring it back. Maybe I'm not gonna put it to the side. There we go. Okay. Let's look at these glues really quickly, especially since this one says regular. I'm going to open it up and put the regular tip on there. It has like no odor. You know, some of these glue smells like Elmer's, or it smells like caustic or anything like that. This has no scent. I'm just giving it a shake just because I don't know. Yeah, so okay. There is that and regular tip. So I'm going to pop this guy on here. And then we'll see how we open this guy up. Oh, it pops right up. So I just wanted to make sure this was on there nice and tight, so that feels good. And this just comes up, and that's what we're talking about. So you have this that always cleans it, which is awesome. It always keeps it in there, right? You know how you kind of maybe make your own little stopper, and you have to use the right needles or pins for that, or they rust. Ask me how I know. But yeah, so as you can see, the glue's already getting ready to dispense. I don't know if you saw that. So this is the regular tip. It's a metal tip, and it's a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I went to shake it and it flew out of my hand. So I'm just going to hold on to that. And you know me, I would probably keep these lids. For what reason? I don't know. But I'll just take that little plastic piece out and just keep them just in case. And then we have this guy. And again, that's fine. The bottle says fine. I love that it's on here and it's on the bottle. And it's the same glue on both. It's just, you know, the tips are different. Okay, so let's see. I'm just letting this help me twist that nice and tight. And there it is. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully you can see the difference in the regular and the fine. They are different. Now, hopefully you can see that. Now let's see what that looks like when you dispense it. I'm gonna use a dark colored piece of paper. Just a little scrap of paper here. Because I don't want to waste it, but I do want you to see what that, oh, it's kind of like a cleary, milky white. I like that. And then the fine tip. I squeeze them generally the same amount of squish, you know, and hopefully you can see how that medium or regular tip dispenses in the fine one. It's there. The whole strip has glue. It's just, you know, there you go. Okay, so we are going to use it today in our project, and then again, it says regular on there. Very smart. And even as I go to pop it on, it has like these little notches. You know, you're still turning it and making sure it's nice and tight. So how cute are these? Oh my gosh, there's 2 ounces in each, and then the refill, let me just tell you, is 8 ounces. So I'm gonna put these to the side. And let's open this guy up. So I am super excited that those are out because I just thought that bottle design was so cute. So I was really just waiting for Dime Press to get them going and released, and that is adorable. Okay. And look at this, you guys. I love this. Looks like it's just going to make the thing for us. So let's just open this up and try this guy out today. All right, let's see here. Let's look at the instructions because, again, this is a magic window card. And I have a feeling, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I think what they mean is like when you move it, it shows different scenes. So window-based, they're telling you to do a little something, so we'll talk about that when we get there. You have some images, and then whatever's going on here, right? Okay. Some gluing, some assembling, and as you pull the tab, it's going to expose the image, you know, the different images. So they're kind of showing that here, and they have some, oh my gosh, he's so cute. The little pail. Hugs, sand kisses, sun and fun. Oh my gosh. This is very cute. So, they're saying it's optional to put it onto a card base. So as you can, well, hopefully you can see, that's a sizable piece already. So it could be on its own, like a little card, which I think is the cutest thing ever. Look at the little girl, and then you can also put it on top of a card, right? So that is going to be a lot of fun. Let's check out the images and what else we have going on here. So this is the stamp set. It's a big boy. Some little waves, you know. Birthday, obviously you're gonna put that with like have a killer, you know, birthday, summer, anniversary, beware, hugs, sand, kisses, like we just read, sun and fun. I don't know how to say that in a fun way, so you know what I'm saying. It sounds like with the noise you make, like when there's a shark afoot. Afoot? I don't know, I hope not. Seize the day. You have the little girl and the little boy, like in their little rubber toys, like pool toys or beach toys. The little boat, of course, you got your Sharky there, sandcastle, and then your little pail, and all kinds of like water and like sand kind of things. Super cute. And then it does have the pull and like arrow if you want those things, so the person knows what to do. Mechanism, all that kind of stuff. Cute little frames. So I'm just gonna grab some paper, and we will start off with what they are showing here. Now here they're using different colors of paper. It looks like, you know, they did color the image on like a light colored paper. So I'm gonna make some decisions as far as oh, I see what they were showing here. They're showing to draw the line so you know where to stamp, basically. Yeah, so let's just get going. I'll be right back. So everything I'm going to focus on using the glues and the basic construction. So instead of stamping and coloring, I'm just going to use some pretty papers and even expose on one of these guys the wording like this, Stay Wild. But I'm going to mount that onto like another piece of paper. Actually, I didn't think about that part yet, but maybe I'll just get some white paper or something else. But that's going to be the part that we pull pull that stays there on this part, the pull out part, and then this is the actual outer pocket. So just know when I say, oh, we're gonna do this or that, that's how I'm doing it. It's very much the same as if you were to stamp. So here, you know, I'm just going to cut that, but what they're saying is go ahead and put it on your paper, draw with a little pencil so you know where to stamp. So you're going to cut this, you know, well, it's showing to go ahead and just mark the marks so that you know where to stamp. You're going to stamp your image, color it as best you know you can there, and do the whole thing, just in case, because some might still show. Same thing for this part, the part that's going to be the pull tab. And what's on this outer piece, the window base, is what's going to be what you're always looking at, right? So that's the default setting. Let me show you. Kind of hard to explain with these examples. Sorry, have you guys sitting there while I'm still looking? Okay, so like here, the pull tab is not pulled up, right? So what you're seeing is the little, it's a little bit pulled up, but what you're seeing is the boat. And then when you pull it up, you're gonna see the shark. Okay, so boat, shark. That's what I want you to see. So when you pull this up, the shark is going to appear. So when I pull that up, my sentiment is going to appear, this little stay wild. At least that's what I'm doing today. So I just want to show you that because I know sometimes when there's like a spinner card or like a something else, like you're not sure, okay, which is the one that's going to be there when it's just closed, that kind of thing, right? So when it's pulled up, you see the shark. When it's closed, you see the ship. And the reason I'm making that real clear is because back here they're using other examples. So maybe this is the one that's closest, yeah. So you're seeing the ship and then, or the little boat, should I say. When you pull it up, then you see the shark. So that's the one, even though it's different coloring from here, I just don't want you guys to get confused, that you can still look at it and think, oh, okay, that's... So whatever's on this big boy, the window base, that's what's going to be showing otherwise, right? And so for me, that's going to be pattern paper. And I'm still going to possibly use like the cute little... frame part and all that. You don't have to, I mean, that's optional, right? It makes it look a lot nicer, of course. So I haven't really chosen anything other than this pretty paper. I think that's really gorgeous, so I'm going to go with this one. And if I use this big frame, I'm going to cover most of it. But recall, what you see in here is what's going to be showing. So for me, I just wanted this just whatever. So how's it big? Is it okay? It's big. Oh, let me give you some measurements on that. So this is a big boy die. Obviously, it goes to the marquee, and that's how Die Press designed it. But from metal to metal, it's like 10 1/8 inch, possibly, and the other direction is like 4 1/8 at the widest part. So again, this is double-sided paper, so if I fold it over, the other side's going to show. But for now, this part should be showing. So yeah, I'm just going to trim that down, my paper. I guess with some scissors. I usually take this to my guillotine just like that, and I'll get it under the guillotine as close as I can, and then I cut it so I know exactly where. I'm not wasting paper and just getting real close, but today we'll do it like this. And then with this one, I'm going to run it through white paper. I mean, I can run it through a colorful paper, but I think I'm just going to go through white paper for now. And then I'll show you how I'm going to get this guy also on that, and I can just cut this out, to be honest. And we can cut this whole thing up. Actually, this is really easy. Cut apart. You just cut down here, and then cut off here. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll bring this to my guillotine, cut it, and then this, this way. And I'll be right back. I forgot to mention that it does come with an elongated cutting folder. Of course, that's for the marquee, but if you have any machine that cuts thin metal dies, you can definitely just run these through there. Okay, so I will be right back. I think this might be the biggest, die that Die Press has made. Check that out. It ran the whole length of it, like maxed out to the very tippy toe, the back of the piece there. I was like, oh no, this needs to be like this, just, because it needs to kind of like intertwine. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. So we have those pieces. And then again, from this part, now again, if you were just doing your own, images, you would have put that die. Let me show you. And before you cut it out, you just put little pencil marks so you know where to stamp. Then you remove this, you do your stamping, your coloring, and then you go from there. For right now, again, this is what you want showing. Now, I don't care how this ends up here. I'm going to glue this to this. So I could have glued it first, but then I have to wait for all that. So right now, what I'm just doing is looking at my little sentiment that says "Stay Wild" and kind of framing it so it's at least a little bit centered, right? And that looks good. I'm going to run this through. It's just gonna give me that portion, okay? So I'll be right back because obviously I'm just using that, getting that little piece. Oops, sorry guys. This guy, and I'm gonna make sure it is really, really glued down. I think I saw an example in the sneak peek that had pictures. That'd be fun, huh? But basically, I'm just gonna take this and see how it just nestles there. Wonderful. And I think this pulls up enough where it's not gonna show, but fingers crossed, right? I think it just goes up to this part, so that's okay. Let's just use the regular glue, right? I don't know. But again, I'm going to get into every little portion because I do not want what I did to make it stick or the other part to like stick down in any way. So I'm really putting glue all over. That little metal tip, you hear that guy in action there. And that is the regular, like I said, regular tip. Okay. Gonna make sure that's good. Exactly the same, and I'm just going to hold that down and I will be right back. Putting my lid on. always putting the lid on. So I think I'm good to go. Ooh, look at that. I got that piece of paper under there. No. So silly. I was like, I'll get set up for the next thing, and I just kind of let it cross over. And it is say, you know, once you're done stamping and coloring, and then you go ahead and run the dies through, right, just like we did, to erase the pencil marks, right? Of course, I would say prior to running the die through, because otherwise you have all these little bits that you need to be careful with. So next thing, they're telling you this guy. So let's turn it over, and there is definitely a score line there, right here. I'm just going to score it first, because that's just what I like to do. And you should score it so that it's nice and even. Scoring tools, where are you? This one right here. Okay, I'm still gonna use the regular tip. There's no reason not to, but we're just putting glue all over this little guy here. The only thing is I won't be able to report back as far, look, see, I want to clear that off. I can see where if you leave it there and it just keeps leaving it there, it's always going to be there. How quickly it might dry, I don't really have a report on that right now because of the way what I'm gluing, right? I kind of have to give it time to really make sure it's dry, but I don't know. It's on there, and that didn't take long, so I don't know. So let's turn that back over. Okay, so on the back side, we glued this tab down. That is step 3, and then it says to go ahead and do that, and then turn it over and bring this to the front. At least that's how I'm interpreting that. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now we'll put that to the side for now. Step 4, we have this guy, and we are going to go ahead and turn it over on the back, and then we're going to put glue here. It says fold along scored lines and adhere flaps in place. So, you know, again, I like to score things really before I put the glue, just have glue all over when I'm trying to establish those lines. And I mean, if you need to do this kind of thing, go for it. Generally I just do it by finger folds there. Okay, and adhere flaps in place. I'm still going for this guy, and again, you know, this paper is a nice, probably 80 something pound weight. We've talked about that before, and it's not warping the paper or anything. Feels pretty good. Anyhow, I'm going to keep that flattened. I'm going to put glue here, flatten that out too, glue here, and keep that down too, okay? So I will be right back. So see right there, it was a little moist, and I'm just holding it down, and it's already staying. So how long was that? I mean, we were just kind of chatting. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of time, but there it is. Seconds? I don't know. Okay, same thing here. I'm just gonna put that down, hold it, and then same thing on that side. And I'll be right back. So we have that again, tabs down. There it is. And so continuing with step 4, if you're following along, once you get yours at home, all I did was, you know, put the tabs down fine, and then this one. So as you can see, our picture is, you know, on this blue one, it's going to be facing down, right? You don't see it. So this facing down, we're going to pop it in here. And then they're saying just to turn it over, right? We're going to pop that in there, turn it over, and just open these guys up. Because what happens is, and Diamond Press does this a lot, whenever there's something like that, that's your stopper, right? So that's fine. And then so step 5 is just saying when you have this here, you know, you have these guys and you turn it over, it's a little interesting. You're going to tuck this guy, this top one, into the first kind of opening, right? You have 1 opening, 2 openings, 3 openings, right? So you're going to take this guy and just find that spot where that first one is. And you're just going to kind of tuck it in there. So I don't want to damage my papers or anything else. And then, so it's kind of like in here, right? Just kind of popped open. I know it's hard to tell probably because of the papers I'm using. But you tuck that in there. Then this is the next one. It goes also into the next flap, right? Very good, very good. This one will go into the next little flap. And I just want to make sure, there we go. You know, you're centering it basically. It needs to be left and right in the center. And then the last one goes into the last area. Now I did glue these together, right? So obviously I wanted to make sure I really glued that pattern paper on top of the background piece. So hopefully we did a good job there. Yeah, so that's what they're showing you here. It ends up looking like if that background is in here. And it is, just that they're basically the same color, so it's hard to tell, but it's right in there, right? Okay, so let's go to step 6. Step 6 says go right to the back again, and I'm going to make sure this is nice and center, right there. And you know what, I'm actually going to give it a little practice pull. Well, maybe I shouldn't, because these guys are going to move, aren't they? Okay, so let's just leave it alone. Let's leave it alone for right now. Leave that there. This is going to fold over. And again, bone fold. Okay. And you're just putting glue on that area, right? Not on this moving part, because you don't want that to get glued down. So I'm going to put the glue, regular tip, right around the outer edge. And of course I will check it to make sure I didn't close this thing up too much, right? So I'm putting glue again along the outer edge, just the way they're showing in your image here. And I'll bring this down. I'm going to hold that down. And then we just have finishing touches. Just so I can check that I didn't glue this down. I also want to move this, but I wanted to move that with you guys. So let's take a quick look before I really make sure that that's completely sealed up. Oh my gosh, you guys, how cute is that? Yay! So yeah, just make sure those are tucked in and they're going to clear, you know, those areas. But once you've tucked them the way they showed you, it's just going to do it. So I just want to make sure I didn't glue it down on the inside, or glue didn't move over too much, and it didn't. And it, again, seconds. I don't know, I think I'm ready to move on. So we're going to cover this pull tab, of course, and we can make a frame and all those things. So actually I was looking at the cut aparts, and I have this piece. I don't know if it'll work on the frame. Let's see. So we definitely want little covers. Now they have little covers that have a hole, or little covers that don't. So, you know, it's up to you, whatever you like to use. I think I might use something tropical looking, so I don't think I'm going to put pool or arrow or anything, but I think whoever I give this to kind of knows that. So I'm going to use that one. That'll just make it complete without the little hole in the center. This guy, oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. If I was to make a frame to go on here, we have this little garden goddess. How cute is that? So I'll put that on there. I'm going to run this through. We also have this guy. Should we just really layer it up? All right, let's do that. I'll run this through like another print kind of thing. I'll run this one through a solid, and then we'll have this little guy to be kind of on there too. Oh, I'll be right back. Guys, okay, let's get this out. How cute. And what they're showing you is when you go, oh, I didn't run this one through, but when they, to glue this down, they're showing to only put glue on the top and the bottom. Just so you don't end up catching anything, you know, just in case, I suppose. So just at the top and at the bottom. So let's do that. And let's use the fine, even though it doesn't really require fine glue, but let's just go ahead and put the glue here. Very top and the bottom. And, oh, you know what? This one's all over the place, huh? No, I think it was this way. And I'm putting it right to the center, and I can see why they're telling you just to put glue at the top and the bottom, because if you put any in here, you might catch that very side. And, you know, in case my glue migrated at all, which I doubt, let's just make sure we're still good to go. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah. All right. So just making sure this is comfortable and lets this move. That's why I tested it. There we go. Okay, yeah, I just need to situate again. See? Interesting. Okay, they know what they're talking about. And then I have this little frame too, so I'm just going to put this little frame on, and this can just be glued down. And again, I'm using the fine glue, and we don't want too much anyway. We don't want it to seep through this edge and go down into the stitching. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Oh, and the pink matches. Oh, that is, I did not plan that. I was just, anything from the paper pack I figure will be great. Oh my gosh. And then we have this little guy. So I'm going to trim this down just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna put some dimensionals on it. In the meantime, I'll run these two through twice. I'll be right back. So, yep. So I have my little garden goddess, and how cute would that be to pair up maybe with some fussy cut things or some things from like the wild little animal pack. I'm just gonna put this down here. I just trimmed it a little bit off the top and the bottom just so it can be a little thinner. So we have that cuteness. Oh my gosh, this looks like a seed pack. Wouldn't that be cute if you put a little seed pack on the back or something? Or a little pocket for one. Just, you know, piece of paper just with the little sides, you know, making a pocket. Cute. And then what I used here was just the center that fell away from that frame to not waste paper. So, and they cut perfectly, both of them. And since I did use this side and not the other side, I can go ahead and stamp it if we would like. So let me grab this. And I said I wasn't going to stamp it, but you know what? We're here and it's there, and it will work out real nicely for the paper I chose. So let's do pull, and let's go ahead and just use some black ink on one of these little guys. Boop. All right. And let's just glue these back to back again. I'll use the fine tip, although that's not necessary. They've been great. Of course, this is the first time using them, so as far as any other issues like clogging and things like that, I cannot speak to that, but I'm sure they are great because, like I said, that pin goes right in there, so that's generally the issue we have problems with, right? We don't have the pin in there, and it's like automatically popped in, which is really smart. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm going to hold those two together, like pinch them here, and I'll be right back. So again, this can stand alone. You can pop it onto a card base. I mean, you can put this on anything, but there it is. So really cute with the little garden goddess. It does say pull on the top, and then just has a cute little picture here in the center, you know, just some pretty foliage, and then you can pull it up and it says stay wild. Oh my gosh. A lot of the items that are in here are going to be really cute just for card making in general. I love that frame. I love this frame on the frame. I think that's really cute. Even this little shape of this card, I mean, if you just cut it off, you have a cute little shape like this one on that top side. So really, really cute, easy to work with. It looks like it would be like an advanced kind of thing, but that was super easy, guys. So thanks for watching, and you know, just follow up with me, keep asking in the next days and weeks and years how this is holding up. I'm just kidding, maybe not years, but days. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. So thank you so much. Like I said, it just a very, it's not super thin. Well, it's a little thinner than like a craft glue, like a thick kind of craft glue. It has a translucent kind of tone to it as it comes out, so obviously you didn't see any like white or drying. As far as drying, it looks like it dries matte, because I know I got some on the edges here and other places, and I don't see any like shininess. So you know, I'll just keep talking about those kinds of things as I use it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much, Diane Press, for sending these items for you. I'll definitely have everything linked there, and images are coming up, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.